Hello, hello, and welcome. We are so excited to join you today and have you join us today in this business spotlight. I am honored to get to introduce you to Aida. Aida Woodward is an author and speaker who is all about longevity and wellness coaching. She focuses on helping people live better and longer. She's been helping people for over 20 years live their best lives, eating for health. Her coaching includes mindset and movement. She loves teaching yoga and is a foot zone and Reiki practitioner. So excited to have her with us today. And she works with women who are struggling with their health, but want to feel better and live long, happy, healthier lives. She provides various tools, encouragement, and assisting in goal setting and giving advice on how to help people reach their optimal wellness goals. So thank you so much for joining us today, Aida. And again, so excited that you're able to be here and share your story and a little bit about your business.
Excellent. Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
Awesome. I should probably kick this off. Hi, everybody. I'm Taylor Proctor, your Get Good at Business coach and the host of our business spotlights. So that said, let's dive in. First and foremost, Aida, what inspired you to become a longevity and wellness coach? And how has that evolved over a 20-year journey?
Well, my journey has been well over 20 years. I actually lost 50 to 60 pounds about 20 years ago at the request of my doctor, who has always been on my case about my weight. So it was easy to get it off, but it was never easy to maintain it. Until I found what I do now, I was struggled with my A1C, which is an indicator of whether or not you may or may not be getting type 2 diabetes. That runs in my family. So it is a problem within my dad's side of the family. Almost everyone in his family line has had it. And I just feel blessed and fortunate to have the education and the knowledge now to be able to keep that from happening to me. And now I teach other people how to keep their weight off by eating a whole food, plant-based, no oil way.
I love that.
Yes.
So what have been some of the most rewarding and even, let's say, challenging and rewarding aspects of running a wellness business?
I think getting started was one of the hardest parts because personally, I'm 67 and I was over 60 when I went through a nutrition training school. And I felt like at that point that I may be not making a good decision for myself in my 60s, but realizing that I had so much life left in me and a lot to offer, and any education is good, doesn't matter what it is, right? So as we age, that's one of the mindset tools that I teach, is that we still have to keep learning, because just because we're in our 60s, 70s, or even 80s or 90s, we should never stop learning or setting goals for ourselves.
I love that. So how do you apply that to running this as a business?
Well, my business has morphed from the beginning. When I started over 7 or 8 years ago, I was strictly doing essential oils from doTERRA. And that was kind of my gateway into health, really. It wasn't the 60
oils are the gateway into everything. Right?
It is. Essential oils, I mean, they're like God's gift of the earth. I mean, we're so blessed to have those. And it got me teaching people about wellness and about all the body systems and about digestive and all the different areas of the body and how everything is connected. And also, since I've been doing my coaching, I've found that most people need more mindset work than they really need dietary and nutrition. Because without the mindset, they're kind of like having, without the right mindset, you can't really accomplish what you want to get done. So
totally. Well, and I think, of course, I have other questions to ask, and we'll rehash this at the end, but I think that's a perfect segue into telling us about the free resource you have for everybody.
Yes.
Because I think that has a lot to do with mindset stuff, right?
5 surprising things you may not know about emotional eating. So a lot of our eating is related to our emotions. And when it comes to not being able to handle our emotions, often we end up struggling with our food intake because we either eat too much or don't eat enough. And we're not eating enough, we end up in a metabolic deficit. So we're not going to be able to lose weight because your body is like, what are you doing to me? So a lot of it is you need to learn to handle your emotions and try to find a life of balance. I'm really into being, cognizant of having my clients do something called the balanced living wheel, where you score yourself in certain categories. And one of those is on emotional health. And of course, there's always, social life, all the things that make up a person's life.
Yeah, I love that. And I think there's a huge component of emotional that is that mindset of even just being aware of your emotions.
Exactly.
And documenting and tracking, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one amazing tip, right? Document and track. What other practical tips or strategies do you use or advise your clients, could advise us on maintaining consistency and wellness in our journeys? And I'll say specifically as business owners, because I think that a lot of business owners either prioritize it crazy or not at all. So do you have any tips for consistency in that?
Mm-hmm. Set yourself a schedule to make sure you get your own self-care in. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, we all know this, put the oxygen mask on first, right? You got to put your oxygen mask on first before you can help someone else, because you're no good to anybody if you're not taking care of yourself. I find that for myself true too. As a matter of fact, I've been up cooking this morning because I've been doing a little bit of private chef work. And I was on my feet for several hours, and I thought, I need to go rest for 10 minutes before I get on this call. So recognizing what's going on in your bodies, taking time out for yourself, even if it's a 10 or 15 minutes, lay down, just chill out, relax. But we all know the self-care tools. We just have to remember to do them. Listening to your body is one of my main things too.
I love that. Well, question on the listening to your body. Do you have a tip on how to do that? Like, right. I mean, I think for so many of us, we've heard about self-care. We hear these things, but do you have practical advice of like, what does it mean to listen to or how to listen to your body?
Okay. Well, two main ones that I like to share with people is, first of all, journaling. Journaling is huge in the mental health world and in all, health and wellness, especially in holistic health. Because when you're writing things down, you become more cognizant of what's really going on in your head. Whereas when we're not thinking about what's going on, it's harder to recognize when your triggers hit. But if you record it down, write it, actual pen and paper, not, doing a little something or talking into your phone, it's really helpful for that, because you can go back also and look at it. And also it's a great way to get your emotions out on paper. The second one is meditation. Meditation is huge for so many people, and nobody does it. Well, I can't say nobody does it. I think more people should be meditating. And one of my favorite things that I've heard is, if you're everyone should meditate 5 minutes a day. Unless you're a busy person, then you should meditate an hour a day.
I love that. And one of the very first interviews that we did here in the Facebook group was with Candace Malako, who is a meditation expert. So I love that everything is kind of coming together here.
Yes, I love her. She's amazing.
So can you recount a particularly impactful transformation or success story that has happened through your coaching?
The most impactful for me, it wasn't even a client. It was a family member. She is my stepmother, who has struggled with her weight. Her name is Nancy, and I know she won't mind if I talk about her, because I've asked her before and she's fine with it. She has struggled with her weight since she was a kid. She has always struggled. And after the death of her last husband, she really struggled with her weight. I think it might have happened even while he was sick. He was struggling with pancreatic cancer, and she was eating her emotions, obviously, because she got very, very heavy. And she invested $24.99 in my book, Eat Like Your Life Depends on It. And she read it, and she read it again. And she says, I'm going to do this. And she did it. And within the first week, she was able to get up and walk across the room for the first time in a long time without being out of breath.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that book. Is it a recipe book? Is it a story, like of your story, and here's some tips and advice? Is it a combination? What kind of book is that?
It is actually a combination. Have you seen it?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a how.
I don't know what you to tell that.
Okay. Well, it's a how to live your best, longest, and healthiest life the whole food plant-based way. And this book has been out for just about a year. It's available on Amazon.
Love it.
And it has in it several pages of how to go plant-based. Why? What is a whole food? What does it mean to be plant-based? And why the no oil? And it explains it in detail. I have medical references in there that for people that are really into the science that want to do more research. But the book itself is written for every person from 8th grade on up. It is basic information that is not too sciencey or crazy, but it's a great explanation of why I do what I do and why I teach what I teach. It also has over 60 recipes in it that are real foods for real people, like chili, pad thai, all different kinds of soups and amazing salads and just different foods that people love.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yes. I'm going to be going this Wednesday on Good Things Utah and sharing my recipe for one of the recipes in the book, lentil ragu. And it is an Italian dish, very similar to like a spaghetti sauce, but it's nice and thick and it has lentils in it. And you won't even notice there's no meat in there, but it's super healthy.
So we'll have to check you out on Good Things Utah Wednesday morning.
Yes, 9 o'clock hour.
Perfect. Feel free to share the link if you're able to beforehand. If not, after the fact, so we can watch the replay, would be great.
Yes, I'll do that.
Awesome.
After. Yep.
So tell us about your future aspirations. Like what are you looking for in 2024 with your wellness coaching practice, and how do you plan to evolve your services to meet the changing needs of clients?
Well, this is an interesting question that you just happen to ask. I just got my first booking for my private chef work. I wasn't looking to be a private chef, but somebody came to me and said that they would really love it if I could cook for them. And so I asked her what she'd be willing to pay. And when she told me, I was like, I think I can do that.
Nice.
So it's going to be super fun. I'm really excited about it. It'll be 5 days or 7 days a week, 3 meals a day, plus snacks and desserts that she can eat, just grab and go, heat and eat, or have cold breakfast or lunch or whatever. So yeah, I'm really excited about that for 2024. My last year, I had a vision to do 4 retreats within 2023, and I did do that.
Congratulations.
All whole food, plant-based. Everybody had an amazing time. Every single one of the retreats was a success. I was super happy. This year, I'm going to be changing that a little bit, where I'm hoping to have monthly workshops, 3 hours on a Saturday. My first one is January the 6th. It will be in Murray, Utah from 12:30 to 3:30. I'll provide all the tools. It's going to be a vision board class and workshop where everybody will have a chance to envision their 2024. So that's my goal, is just to kind of create smaller communities and just really work on building healthy connection with other people that are interested in personal development, mindset work, and so forth.
I think that is incredible. And it sounds like a wonderful evolution as you've been doing this for so long and are continuing to go forward in your business. So once again, tell and share with us and tell us about your freebie, which we do have linked here in the business description, the video description, right? Tell us a little bit more about that so that people can get that freebie from you. And then if you have anything else you want to share, links to your upcoming vision board class in January, If you have a link and a page that you want to share for your private chef stuff, we can add those in the comments too. But tell us again about the freebie and why we should download it.
The freebie is available to anyone that signs up for my email list. And I'm not a big emailer, but that is where you'll receive all of the information about my upcoming events. So if there's any event you're interested in February, we're going to do something like self-care, maybe make some bath bombs or do something fun like that. There'll be other creative ways, and we'll always have some plant-based food available because I'll provide that. So that emotions book will it's a download. You get it in an email, basically within just a couple minutes. And that way you can look at it, refer to it, print it out if you want to. But it's a great little tool for just realizing what's going on when you're eating. Am I really hungry? Or is this just to fill a void? So that's a good little tool to have. But like I said, it'll connect you with me. I also have a website that's quite amazing that has a link to that, a link to my book. The website is www.turntohealth.guru, Guru.
Perfect. And I love that you bring up, like, are you actually hungry or is it emotions? I know for me, I feel like I need to be moving when I feel emotions, like, I guess unsavory emotions is what I would call them. I feel like I have to be moving, and I always would go to moving towards the fridge because I could be doing something without going anywhere, without having to like take a walk or whatever. And I've started to realize that when I get that feeling, I've now trained myself to think that I should be eating food, when in reality, I just need to get up and walk or get in my car and just have some movement going on.
Yes, that's an excellent tip. My favorite thing to do when I feel that way is I will grab a cup of herb tea. I will go out and sit in the sun. Even if it's a cold winter day, I'll bundle up and I'll just go sit out on the front step and just let the sun beat on me and drink my tea and just kind of enjoy the fresh air, the birds, whatever's going on in the neighborhood. So there's so many different things that we can do to thwart off those things that we think are hunger that are not really hunger.
And let's face it, as business owners and everybody in this group, right? We all have emotions. We all have things that like trigger us. We all have things that we have to work through anyways. The emotional and mindset work is a huge component of it. So to have your free book as a free resource to help us understand that and move forward faster, all the better. I love it.
Thank you. Yes.
Anything else that you want to share with us, Aida, before we wrap up this interview?
Oh, wow. My foot zoning.
Oh, yeah.
I love foot zoning. And in December, I'm going to start doing a frankincense, gold, and myrrh foot zone. So I'll be using essential oils from doTERRA, and the gold is actually gold fleck carrier oil.
Oh, interesting.
So what I use is something called an Itovi scan. It's a handheld device that will help us determine what oils to use. So this is completely individualized for the person who I'm foot zoning. And it reads your energy of your body and tells us what oil and what that oil is needed for. And it's surprisingly accurate. Surprisingly accurate. Cool. So we use those oils on the bottom of the feet, which is one of the best places to put the essential oils. Also, the feet on foot zoning, if you're not familiar with this foot zoning, is that we're sending signals to various parts of your body, all the organs, the tissues, the muscles. Your brain is a big one. We send energy all through the body to just kind of connect, get them moving, see if there's any areas of your body that is like needing assistance. Maybe we work a lot of lymph through the feet as well. It's extremely relaxing. It's very powerful treatment.
I love that. So you're the ultimate in holistic wellness, all the way from foot zoning to plant-based to emotions to mindset. You've got us covered.
Well, I'm working on it. And then I just started Reiki as well. So I'm Actually looking for volunteers to come let me practice on people for Reiki. So
Now,
yeah,
this group has business owners from all over the place. Can you do it remotely, or does it need to be people who are localized to where you're at?
I can send Reiki remotely as well. So I
Okay.
can do it through a Zoom call or a phone call or just in general. So yeah, I just need to talk to the person and find out who they are and go from there.
Okay, awesome. Well, you heard it here, folks. If you are interested, comment below. If you're watching the replay of this, comment below if you'd like to connect with Aida about any of the things that she discussed today. And Aida, thank you so much for being willing to share your story and about your business here in the Get Good at Business Facebook group. We really appreciate you, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you.